So our research that's funded by Delaware Sea Grant is aimed at trying to understand microplastics in Delaware Bay. We're trying to understand where microplastics come from. We're trying to understand how they get into the bay. We're trying to understand what happens once they get into the bay, the fate and transport of that material. We're trying to understand the interaction of microplastics with the food web, and then ultimately what can be done to remove the problem. There are two types of microplastics. One is what's called a primary microplastic. It's made to be small, things like microbeads that were in facial cleansers and now have been phased out. There are also secondary microplastics, which are things that were larger, like bottles, fabrics. So it initially is coming from land-based sources. It's either mismanaged waste that was supposed to be in a landfill but doesn't make it. It's blown into the water. It's trapped on shorelines, those sorts of things. And so all these are sources of macroplastic, which then break down into microplastics.
There's not a lot of actual observations in terms of measuring the plastics in the actual water itself. We know what we're producing, but how much mismanaged waste, how much litter actually is out there that's getting into the bay. My part of the project is trying to say, how much are we producing? Can we model that over the land? Can we use the fact that we have topography, we kind of know how water flows over land to actually look at that and estimate how much is getting in. And being able to project that into the future also is something that we're looking at to kind of understand plastics aren't going away. We rely on them so much, how much is happening now, but also into the future.
Delaware Sea Grant has been incredibly important for this project. It really created the resources we needed to access the boats to support our students. The resources that we've gotten and have used from Sea Grant have created new projects that have expanded the work in other ways and really sort of fostered the collaboration that we have with physical scientists, biological scientists, environmental scientists. All these things come together for that one goal of ultimately trying to inform policy and decision making to help reduce the problem.